How's it going, everybody? I will apologize ahead for my voice. I've been sick over the weekend, but today's video, we're going to dive into what's coming in Year 11, Season 1 of Rainbow Six Siege. We're going to go over the nerfs and buffs to the operators and equipment, and we're going to cover the new operator coming to the game, and we'll talk a little bit about keyboard and mouse support coming to console this year. So I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, as you can see, I'm on Ubisoft's page here, and it's kind of going over some graphs of like band rate and stuff. So, but we're here to see what's new. So as you can see, so Scopos is getting a buff. She's going to a 3-speed 1 health instead of a 2-speed 2 health, and the transfer time to transfer between her robots is going from 1.5 seconds to 1.3 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but 0.2 seconds in a game could be clutch or not, right? And her cooldown is going from a full 3 seconds all the way down to half a second. So you can switch, and then just immediately you can switch right back pretty much, right? And so for her passive, she's getting Aruni's passive so that she can punch giant holes in the wall, which, you know, as a robot, I feel like she should have had that from the beginning, but that's just me. For Scopos, that's about it. I mean, she'll have less health, but her movement speed will be a lot faster, and her change back and forth between her twin shells will be a lot quicker. So, Flores is getting the T95 LMG, and if you don't know, that is Ying's LMG, right? I love Ying's LMG. I think it's fantastic. So he's getting that, which I think will make him a lot more pickable. You know, I think his pick rate will go up a little bit because, I mean, the AR-33 is pretty good. I like it, personally, using it on, like, Thatcher. But the T95 is just so good. 81 rounds in the magazine is crazy. So I think that will help a lot. For those of you that play Twitch or are excited to play Snake when he comes out, Twitch has the F2, Snake is getting the F2, and they're bringing the foregrip to the F2, so controlling that recoil is going to be a whole lot easier now than it has been in the past. And those are the only two operators that are going to have that. Twitch already has it, and then Snake, when added to the game, will also have the F2. Shields are getting a major nerf, right? So I know those of you that play often just get bombarded by shields. You get shield rushed. It sucks. They're all in the building before you even get a chance. Well, they're taking that away from them. Now they're going to have to melee the door or window barricade twice, just like the rest of us. There's no just right through the window, right? Terrible. So Alibi, her Alibi drones, or drones, decoys, whatever, the last ping when you trigger one will now stay longer than it used to. Like you'll be pinged longer. Your last ping will still be there. It'll help you track them. If you're playing Alibi, it'll help you track the person who hit your Alibi. So you got any Alibi mains out there? That'll help you out a little bit. Now this one, the Amaru buff, I feel like, so she's getting an extra Amaru charge. She's getting an extra grapple. Personally, I don't ever see anybody use all 4 of the Amaru grapples. Usually you're either grappling a window, you're grappling up through a hatch, but like normally you're not just going around grappling around the map. I feel like that was an unnecessary buff that nobody really asked for. You know, it could make people play her more if they can just kind of Amaru around the map. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do much for her. So, you know, I mean, it's worth mentioning, but I don't feel like it's going to affect much. Ella's buff, however, I think is going to be sweet because her concussion from her Grizz-Up mines is going from 7 seconds to 9 seconds. And 2 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a ton of time in this game. 2 seconds in Siege feels like an eternity. I mean, so much can change. So if you're concussed for an extra 2 seconds after hitting her mine, that could be the difference in you dropping somebody that swings you, or you can't see him still. You're too shaken, right? And your vision is not steady, so you can't hit your shots on him. So that could be the difference. That 2 seconds could make a lot of difference when you're pushing into the building. So Ying is getting buffed again. Her Candela is now going from 1.4 seconds of flashing all the way to 1.6. Again, 0.2 seconds, seems to be the increments they increase, decrease stuff with. It doesn't sound like a lot, but again, 0.2 seconds being flashed by Ying's flash, I mean, that's already hectic enough as it is, right? So giving it a buff is going to be really helpful. I think her pick rate will go up a little bit because I personally like to play Ying. I think she's really effective if used in the right situation. So if you've got another fifth of a second on your side, I mean, that's killer helpful. Observation blockers are going from 2.5 second deployment to 1 second deployment. Now, I don't know how many of you use observation blockers. I personally don't usually run them. I will usually pick deployable cover, deployable shield, or I will pick the camera, or I will do the barbed wire. I don't usually run observation blockers because most of the time they're not that effective at stopping attackers from finding the bombs, right? They're just not. I mean, they can be used in some niche situations. If you're wanting to hide somewhere and you can have an observation blocker set up, maybe when they drone, they don't think to check behind that, so you're not seen by the drone, so you can get a surprise attack. Other than that, that's probably about it, in my opinion. Alright, so also with the introduction of Year 11 Season 1, we're getting Solid Snake as an operator. And so with him, he'll get his own custom tactical 45 caliber pistol, silenced. And he will be getting the F2 and the new marksman rifle they just added to the game. I don't remember what the name of it is at the moment, but he will also, his ability is going to be kind of like a UAV from Call of Duty, a personal UAV. So he'll be able to scan, and it will tell him if there's operators nearby. And then when he activates his ability, it will tell him what direction they're facing, and I'm pretty sure it also tells him if they're on the same floor as him. So he will be an extremely helpful tactical advantage pushing into the building. I mean, it'll be another, it'll just be another information gathering op. So, if you get a team full of these guys, you're going to be unstoppable. You're not going to be able to hide if you're running Snake and Lion and Jackal and Grim or any of those guys that gather information like that, or Dokkaebi. Like, it's going to be a fierce team. That's pretty much everything coming to Siege next season. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know how you all feel. Oh, and also with the introduction of next season, they will be adding keyboard and mouse support to consoles. Now, for all of you who are wanting to try it, I have a video on my channel detailing the sensitivity that I use when I'm playing Siege, and so you may want to check that out and give it a try. But there is one thing that you do have to think about when using keyboard and mouse on a console, and that is input delay. Because unlike a PC, where your keyboard and your mouse talk directly to your computer, and it's just built to understand that, an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 aren't quite built to understand the keyboard and mouse input. So there is going to be a slightly higher input delay rather than just using a controller. So that is something you'll have to think about if you're thinking about transitioning. But like I said, I got a video up on my YouTube. I will link that in the description, or you can go check out the playlist here. It'll be in the same playlist as this video of the sensitivity I use for Siege on keyboard and mouse, and you can give that a try and see if you like it. So yep, I think it about wraps up today's video. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, go check out my Twitch or my TikTok account if you're inclined to do so. Any support's appreciated on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, any of those. Any support you give is greatly appreciated. So hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good night.